Okay, in this video, I'm just going to quickly show you how to manipulate or select objects within Adobe Illustrator. So as you can see, this is a vector-based logo. We can tell that because I can click on individual components here. Now, there's two tools for selecting objects, one called the selection tool. This selection tool will select an object, or if it's a group of objects, it'll select the whole group. Now what I mean by that is this one here, as you can see highlighted, it's got two objects to it. It's got a light green background and a dark green foreground, two different shapes. If I try and move that, it'll move both those shapes. I'll just quickly undo that. Now the second tool is a direct selection tool. The direct selection tool, however, will select the individual item. So if I then select that same dark green section, it'll only select that dark green selection. I can then move that one on its own. I can click on the other one and also move that on its own. Now I'm going to undo those both again. If I then go back to the selection tool, it'll still be grouped, even though I've made those individual selections and movements. It'll still go back and select them as a single one when you use the selection tool. To ungroup that, you can ungroup that by right clicking, and if you go ungroup, it will now become ungrouped. So those two items will now not be grouped together. So even when we now use the selection tool, they will be separate components because we have ungrouped them. So again, separate using the selection tool. Let me undo both of those movements by Control-Zing. And then if we want to then regroup those, we could regroup those together, right click and hit group. If we want to add another one to that, another selection to that, we could add the grey box and that by putting a marquee around that whole thing, and then we can go group. So all of a sudden now we've got three components to that. This can be quite handy when you want to move things rather than having to individually select things all the time. It can make your process a lot quicker. This will be the end for this video. We'll go into more tools in the next video also.